Okay, friends, we don't have much time. We don't, because I have to be somewhere in like an hour and I'm not there yet. So I just came on here to tell y'all that your girl is 29. She's finally a big girl. And I wanted to share with you all the things in the last year that I have done that have really changed the kind of what I feel like is going to be the trajectory of my next few years of life. 28, you did your big one, sis. Yeah, claps to you because you really did your big one. 28 was a really good year for me, and it was a good year for me because I feel like I challenged myself to get on here, social media in general, and really showcase my work, what I do, who I am, just a little bit about me, and really push myself to put myself out there in 2024. And baby, I have to say, it has opened up doors for me. Doors. And I wanted to give you guys some pretty much some like first steps if you are looking to level up yourself and invest in yourself in this next year. Where are you going to start? Even if you don't have a goal, you don't know where you want to be, you don't know what you want to do, you're just feeling like how I was feeling in November of last year, which is stagnant, complacent, feeling really just like not good, kind of grungy, like what am I doing with my life, not really knowing what I'm doing with my life. And I want to give you the keys to those first steps, because no matter if you know what you want or not, I think these first steps will help you figure that out. And yeah, so welcome back. For those who do know or do not know, I am your favorite New York City Black girl event planner. I have showcased content about what I do for my daytime job, which is being a event planner and producer for mostly galas. And I wanted to showcase my work because I felt like there wasn't a lot of girls who looked like me out here doing the work that I do. But then the last year kind of turned into me showcasing makeup, beauty, interviews with people that I love and know, who I felt needed to get their voice out there to you guys, because I feel like you can relate to them also, which became a whole interview series. So let's just say the event content, it didn't subside, but it definitely just became a part of who I am and not just what I am. So now I'm at the point where I really want to showcase to you guys, or just not even showcase, just talk about like what have really been the keys that have helped me get to where I am now. And it's gonna sound really cliches, but let's get into it. So the first thing, and it's the only thing really that has helped me take the steps that I wanted to get to this year, which I'll express what those are in a little bit, is improving my overall mental and physical health. I know that sounds really hard for people who might not have a lot of time on their hands. They might have kids, they might have a family, their work schedule is a little bit wonky. I know, and I understand, and I get it. But I have to say, finding the time, whether it's 30 minutes, an hour, sometime in the day, to invest in yourself, whether it's through health, wellness, fitness, something that's going to improve you to get some mental clarity for yourself, you need to do it. It just has to be done. And in order for you to excel in the way that you want to excel, you have to find that time. And where I found that time was last December. I committed to myself that this year was going to be a different year than the previous year, and something had to change. And I didn't know what those somethings were. I knew that I had goals that I just was too lazy to reach. I knew I had things that I wanted to do that I just didn't have it in me to do. So I did the first thing that I knew I could kind of turn back to, which was my physical health and my mental health. And once I started taking the steps to improve that, it was like doors opening everywhere. And truthfully, it didn't start off with like a hard goal of, oh yeah, I'm trying to lose this weight, or I'm trying to do this, or I'm trying to do that. No, it started off by, I need to move my body. That was it. I needed to find a way to get up and get out of bed in the morning and find a way to move my body. So the first thing I did was I started to take walks, which, and you know, I don't like running. I'm not a runner. I've never been a runner. I'm not going to be a runner. For all y'all running club people, God bless you. It's not going to be me. And I'm okay with that. I prefer to walk, and I also prefer to go to the gym. And, you know, just finding something that made me or allowed me to move really opened up like an opening door for me. It was like a foot in the door for me to start opening up what could be even more. Recently, I've been taking Pilates, and I only go 4 times a month because it's all my schedule will allow me to right now. But finding the time to really put some sort of physical activity without having a goal, just going to take a walk. Put your gloves on. If you're in a warm city, you really don't have any excuse. Get outside, do something, and just start to move your body. The second thing I did was I started to listen to a podcast when I was doing that physical activity. So I personally like health and wellness podcasts that talk about, like, you know, how I can be a better me, because personally that's just what I like to listen to. And I think it's good for self-improvement. I think politics is hard for me personally. That's just not what I like to listen to in the morning when I wake up, because politics stresses me out. But I listen to Balanced Black Girl. I love her so much. Les is phenomenal. I think her interviews and her even solo series are really great. And it's a community of Black women, or women, and a lot of women in general too, who are just trying to level up themselves and invest in themselves. And there are people that come on the podcast that talk about different ways that you can invest in yourself, maybe that you weren't even thinking of. And truthfully, that's why I listen to it. It's because it gets my mind going in the morning about me. It is a podcast about how I can improve me when I'm doing a physical activity while improving myself at the moment. So those are the 2 things that I started. The third thing is waking up really early. Y'all, the people who have been waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, they weren't lying when they said it was life-changing. I have talked about this before. I know it sounds really hard, but if you can, and that's how your schedule aligns, where you have a 9 to 5 and you can get up earlier, do it. Because I got an accountability partner for the first week of someone who already did it. I had them call me every time they woke up at 5 a.m. and call me to make sure I was out of bed. And after a week, I was able to do it on my own, which was really nice. And that's when I would wake up, go to the gym, listen to my podcast, come home, eat a full breakfast, take a full shower, and maybe even listen to the news and answer some emails, for myself though, not for work. And I think doing the waking up early allows you to have space in the afternoon to do things like cook, or for me, that was finally working on my the YouTube series, or finally working on my social content and editing. I could do that in the afternoon now that I was taking the time to work out in the morning, because it's impossible for you to come home, you know, go to the gym, work on content, eat an actual meal, do all of that stuff in the afternoon after you just worked a long day shift. It was just not practical for me. If y'all can do it, God bless you, but it wasn't for me. Okay. So doing all these things like really helped me just have a space in my brain to be able to take on more work for myself, and the work that I actually wanted to work on outside of my 9 to 5 job. So if you're looking to, you know, have a side hustle or do something else, and you have a 9 to 5, like, this is the way to do it. It's the way to get things done early in the morning, and then have your afternoons to figure out what you want to do and how to invest in yourself. And then the 4th thing I did was just consistently go to therapy. I know some of y'all don't like therapy. I'm not going to judge you for that. You must have your reasons. But I would say therapy offers you a space to untangle your brain for a second and create a roadmap to a place of where you want to go. And if you haven't found the therapist that you like, it's okay to shop around for therapists. You do not have to stick to the same one. No one is holding a gun to your head like, you got to come in on Monday. No, if you don't like that therapist, then don't go. You should want to go to therapy. You should want to feel like you want to be there. And me and my therapist have a great relationship. I've been going to her for 5 years consistently, until about 3 years ago when my mom passed, and I really needed someone to be, 2 years ago. I needed to be in a place where I could consistently see someone and speak to them about how I was feeling, and just, handle what that's like when it comes to, grieving, trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. And me and my therapist have big goals for myself. We've been talking about these goals since I first started. And it's really nice to have someone who knows where you're trying to go and can ask you the questions when your mind is frazzled and when you're not sure about what you want to do, to kind of help you get to that space. So I highly recommend finding a therapist that works for you. I found mine on therapyforblackgirl.com. And I've been committed ever since, okay? Because I told her, I'm like, I don't care if you stop taking clients, you won't have to hold on to me, girl, because I ain't going nowhere. I literally cannot go anywhere. Like every 2 weeks, I am on that Zoom call using up my full hour time. So those 4 things have really opened up some doors for me. And when I say doors, I mean, some people didn't even know that I was an event producer, and I've been in this industry for over 10 years. So they didn't even know that I did event production. So when people found that out, I had people hit me up for their birthday parties, their 30th birthday events, which I got to help them plan. I got to do an influencer party at a restaurant that was just opening in New York City, which is now like one of the hottest lounges in New York City, which is crazy. And I still go there a lot. I enjoy it there. And I got to just mix and mingle and network. And the networking this year was nuts. And just being around people who are like-minded as me, but also people who are way smarter than me. I'd rather be in rooms of people who are smarter than me, who are dropping knowledge on me, because that means that I'm constantly pushing myself to learn and learn more. I've also, increased my social presence, which has been great. For me, it also has helped me even do things like this, like talk on YouTube or talk on social media, because I did not like doing that before. And now I feel like you kind of catch your own groove with it. I'm trying to figure it out, but I think I kind of got it. Not really sure, but we're getting there. And I think it's just allowed me to bring more of my personality to social, which just to showcase who I am. I would keep using the word showcase, but I don't really think I mean showcase. I kind of just want to show and express who I am and not be afraid to express it. And in a way, it's a confidence booster, because I would never get on a camera and talk to a camera like this before. And now I'm doing it almost every week, which is great. Well, I fell off my social content in the last 2 months because work life got really crazy. But now that it's slowed down, I have the time to kind of replan, rethink like I did last year, and plan for 2025, because 3-0 is coming and I have a lot of goals. Today, I spent a few hours writing down all my goals on a board for next year. And I have some big stuff coming. I have some trips I want to take. I want to renovate my apartment. I have some financial goals, some social goals. And for the social goals, the one thing that I did last year, which now I realize did not help me, was that I set monetary goals next to all my content, which might work for people. But for someone like me who isn't there yet, it was kind of discouraging every month that I would hit a month and not do anything about it, because I didn't have the energy, or I wasn't, not that I didn't have the energy, or my content wasn't doing what I thought it was supposed to do. So I didn't do that this year. I just listed out what I want to talk about, and 3 things that I want to focus on this year, just to give you some insight, is a self-care series that talks about all the things that I've done this past year and all the things I do during the week, the little things even that have really helped and improved my life and allowed me to take on new things this year. The second thing is my weekly vlogs that give you just some insight into what I'm doing during the week. If you guys could really see my life, you'd be like, this girl is crazy. And I'm not crazy. I'm just a little delulu in terms of what I take on and what I don't, but it's my life and I love it. And it's really cool sometimes. It's really shitty sometimes. And sometimes it's really beautiful. So, and then the third thing is I am looking to revamp not only my house, but my closet. I feel like my clothes, this is my mama sweater. I feel like my clothes, oh my God, I spilled something on there. I didn't even realize, whatever. my clothes don't really represent who I am anymore. And that happens to a lot of us women. Like over time, our style changes. And my style has definitely changed, and I need my clothes to represent who I am now. So I want y'all to help me find new clothes that's affordable that I can integrate into my closet. So yeah, I need you guys to help me do that. And I found a few brands that I like. That I think I might research. But then I also listed out any brands that I want to work with for 2025. I didn't work with any brands this year. I did work with a restaurant, or a few actually. However, I would say that there are brands that I like love to use all the time that I would love to work with this year. And we're just going to speak them into the existence because it's happening. It's happening. If this year happened the way it did, next year can happen even better, and it's going to be even better. So I think overall, if you're trying to take that first step to really invest in you and change something, and you're not even sure what that something is, the something you need to start investing in is your health and mental health as well. Because those two things together combined will really set you up for success to take on whatever you're looking or trying to discover or find for yourself. That way you have the time to be able to do it. So I want you guys to comment, please comment the little things that you are doing to kind of help yourself throughout the week or throughout the day, just to, bring yourself back to center, whether that's exercising, reading a book, whatever you do. Like, I think in the state of where our country is and in the state of this anxiety-filled past election that just happened, I think as Black women, we have to be there for each other because it's going to be a tough 4 years, but we are focusing on bettering ourselves, and we are focusing on our mental and financial health. Like, a lot is going to change over the next 4 years. So how are we financially preparing for that? And just dropping down the things that ease our mind. Like, what are you doing? Are you financial planning? Does that ease your mind? That eases my mind. So what are you doing to help your mental and physical health and just improve and invest in you so that we can all share knowledge and all become better? Because, life is still going to move forward. It's still going to go on. It's still going to move forward, and we need to keep moving, but we can do it while taking care of ourselves. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever you need to do. I need to get out of here, but I love y'all, and I'll see you soon.